Ezekiel 16:49 says, behold, let me just prelude this with, I'm taking this just verse out of context in some ways. But it's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. It says, behold, this was the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had arrogance or pride, abundance of food, careless ease, but she did not help the poor and the needy. So when Sodom and Gomorrah got to a place of being such an abomination, they were doing such horrible things to each other. As you know, if you read it, they were not just into homosexuality, and they were into brutality. They were into just give us those men, and we don't want your virgin daughter. But I mean, they were killing each other. They were out of their minds. What got them there? God says here, what got them there was a process of them being arrogant, having an abundance of food. They didn't have that much to do. Careless ease. Actually, the word careless there is a really great word about being restful, and it can be used very positively. But they had an abundance of food. They had all that. They didn't have to work much. But the thing is, they didn't do what they needed to do in the area of just taking care of one another. Okay, and taking care of the poor. The Romans did the same thing after the military conquered all these nations. They brought slaves back. The Romans didn't do any work. And when I got over there and saw the Colosseum, they said one of the reasons they built the Colosseum is because the Romans didn't have to work. They didn't have any money, but they had food and all that they needed. But they built the Colosseum to entertain them because people get in trouble when they're not doing something. And they didn't stay engaged in helping. And so one of the reasons why we do what we do is, because number one, why does Believers Fellowship do what we do and go where we go and do what we've done here? Because we're just obeying God. Admit to yourself and get honest that you're obeying God. You say, well, I hope I am. No, you are. If you have a hard intent to say, God, I want to obey you, I want to do your will, he is then responsible. He's faithful and will see to it that you walk in what he has for you. Way above even what you even acknowledge yourself or may know. You may think you're just messing up, but or just wandering around. But no, once you say, Jesus be the Lord of my life, he takes you seriously, and he starts guiding your life. And it's awesome. As you look back, you can say, boy, you really were guiding me. I thought I was just on a walkabout. Yeah, that's it. I just go on a walkabout, and he's using you. And so stay engaged, and these people didn't stay engaged, and so we stay engaged in ministering to the poor and the needy, but also encouraging one another. That's why we keep doing what we do. And look at the outcome of Sodom and Gomorrah and Rome and so other. And even to this day, one of the problems we got right now is people have an abundance. They actually have even people on welfare, some of them have an abundance of food and nothing to do. You go to the big cities, I went to a 4-block area with a pastor, and he said, we walked this whole area, and the homes are nice, and the vehicles are awesome. They're almost all custom vans and stuff like that. And he says, and when we got done, he said, this is where I minister. I said, it's awesome. He says, none of these people work. He said, I said, what? He said, the whole area we walked, he said, nobody works. They all get checks. And they can get any loan they want on a vehicle because they know that check, the dealers know they can get it. And I said, well, beside so that's not all that bad as far as, hey, I think my work ethic, is a little overdone. I think we were meant to have a lot more enjoyment, and it's not all about working. At the same time, when you're not involved in what you should be doing, you're going to get in trouble. And so in some ways, even with our welfare system, when people just have an abundance of these and they don't have anything that they can really set their hand to help and to help the poor or whatever and minister to others, they will eventually get into some sort of perversion and twisted life. And so for my sake, I keep busy. I want to keep, until the last breath I take, I want to be engaged. I want you to be engaged.